fucked myself. That's it. And it happens in life. Even at the 27-year mark of comedy, or the 26-year mark where I was at that time, I fucked myself. And that's why we live and we learn. You're never going to stop learning if you live every fucking day. If you go for it, you're not going to learn. But if you live, even if you fail, you're going to learn. And then you could either give up or build yourself up and attack that thing that you had. And that's exactly what I did. I came back and I knew the plan. I knew that the new plan was going to be, I was going to try to write one line every day, one line. And number two, I was going to try and just perform at the Comedy Store. For some reason, I had put a fear in myself about going down to the Comedy Store and not trying new material. That was all bullshit. Those were excuses I just gave myself. At every level in our lives, we give ourselves excuses. It takes things to smack us to get away from those excuses. So the last year, and you could ask Lee, you could ask anybody, I pretty much stayed at the store. I think I've done 3, maybe 4 spots outside the store when I'm in LA. The store is my fucking grounding. When I'm in New York, yeah, you guys would love to see me at the Cellar, and I go to the fucking Dangerfields. Why? Because it's the bottom of the fucking barrel. It's the original one. It's 8, 10 people, and you gotta work from a different perspective. You can't work from the perspective of your strength. You have to work from the perspective of your weakness. But anyway, when I came back, I set a plan in motion. You know, I set the same plan up. When I reevaluated that Netflix performance and what happened and how I led up to it, it also made me reevaluate the podcast. And we stopped with the marijuana and we stopped with the edibles. It made me reevaluate where I was slipping in a lot of areas. And we executed it. I stuck to it. I'm only going to the store. I only want to follow Dalia. I only want to follow Ali Wong. I only want to follow Sebastian. I only want to follow Bill Burr. I only want to follow Ron White. And I only want to follow Joe Rogan. That's it. Plain and simple. Lately, I've been following Theo. That's exactly the way I like it. That's even better for me, a change in energy. Somebody with a draw, you know. These are the things I force myself to do. Do you know how many nights I'm sitting at my couch at 8:30 and I gotta go do a spot at fucking 10 o'clock and I gotta follow 3 heaters? You know what it takes for me to put my fucking shoes on those nights? And you know me, I don't just put my shoes on. I take a whole fucking shower. And while I'm in the shower, I'm actually getting into character, preparing to go to the fucking store. Preparing. Like, that's how seriously I take the store after 22 years. When I go down there, it's to go to fucking war. It's like going to Jackson Winklejohn. It's like going to America's Top Team. You've been fucking around in your garage for years, and you got it served you a purpose to a certain level. Now you have to force yourself into that fucking level. Part of your expectations is forcing yourself. It's not what you want to do, what you believe in. It's forcing yourself. You know, flying fucking sucks. Flying sucks at every fucking level. It's whatever hours of your time going into the unexpected. What's the unexpected? The plane could go down. They might lose your luggage. They don't have a part. Your flight's fucking delayed. You know what? I love doing comedy so much. I overcome that. Like, it doesn't apply to me. When I get on a plane, I go fucking prepared. I bring all my shit. So at not one point do I think about what's going on right now. I'm on a fucking tube that's closed, and I'm flying through the air at 40,000 fucking feet, which is pretty goddamn scary. I don't like doing that, but you do it. You force yourself to do the things you don't want to do. It's very easy for me to get in my car and drive 2 miles to Flappers, and on the way back, stop and get a fucking donut. And it's even easier for me to go to the fucking guys. Guess what? It's even easier for me to go to the fucking Laugh Factory, because all I really gotta do is fucking go down the hill, hook a fucking left, hook a right, and I'm right in front of the Laugh Factory. I pull up, I get the little valet $10, and I tell him I'll be out in 15 minutes. And still, I refuse to go to any of these places. Not because they're bad places. Not because I don't like the management, I don't like the club. I love the fucking Improvs. The improvs have made me who I am, work-wise. I work, 20 weeks a year at a fucking improv? But my workout, my home, my true soul, where I get to be a fucking animal and nobody says a word to me about it, is the Comedy Store. So that's how I wanted to train. When I go to the Comedy Store, I go to the Comedy Store to be fucking animal. When you guys go to when I used to roof, for example, I worked for a company from Monday to Friday. And we did flat roofs. If anybody knows anything about what I'm talking about, there's probably roofers listening to me right now. We did flat roofs, and we specialize in ballasted roofs, which roofs that are made from rubber, and then you put rock on them to hold them down. You have to you have to flash all the pipes and the fucking air conditioners and the heaters and all that shit. But basically, you lay the fucking thing down, you put the rubber, you put rock on top.
On if you think you're hard enough.
On the weekends, I would go to neighborhoods. Because in Colorado it always hails. I had a wife, I had a kid. I think at the time as a roofer when I started, I made $600 a week. I was making $15 an hour, whatever, times 40 hours a week, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's 600.
That's 600 a week. I was making 600 a week. That's 2,400 a month. They were paying me cash. So I was basically making 2,400 a month. So to supplement my income, I would roof on the weekends. And I would roof residential homes, a garage with a fucking house, an extension. Now, most people look at those houses, a regular roofing company would look at those houses and say, if I bid it and I did it, it would take me 4 days. But guess what? Me and another guy would do those houses in 2 days. We would go up there on a fucking Saturday, tear up the existing roof, fucking take all the nails out, clean the fucking wood, put the fucking new rubber on it, leave it overnight, and the next day come back and put all the shingles on there. I don't know how many fucking square feet and how many packages of shingles there were. I can't remember now. But I know between me and him, it was a lot more than what a whole fucking company would do with 4 guys in 4 days. Okay, when I was doing the rubber roofs, we were doing 40 square yards a day. And we were tearing up also. We were tearing up a 32,000 year fucking double black tar roof. If you're in the business, I don't have to tell you how heavy that is. We would cut it into fucking with a saw into the roof, into like 5 by 5 pieces, and 2 guys would pick them up and put them on a cart, and another guy would pull the carts to the edge of the roof and throw them off. It was fucking tremendous. I was in the best shape of my life. We would do 40 squares a day. That was my brother-in-law, and the reason why he owned 40 to some people, you're like, Joe, how many people would you have on this crew? We had 5 motherfuckers on this crew. That's a lot of work every day for fucking 5 guys. But if you know anything about my brother-in-law and how good of a worker and a roofer he was, we could have probably done 60 squares a day with 1 extra guy if you would have let him. But you have to space out the jobs. You have to space out the jobs unless you're that busy. He wasn't that busy. It was a 1-year commitment on this roof. So we said, fuck it. We'll fucking, take our time on the roof. My point is that on the weekends, I could have done those roofs in 4 days. I did them in 2. I went there to work. I knew that I had to finish this by Sunday at 7 o'clock for us to get a check, because we had regular jobs on fucking Monday. We had regular jobs on Monday at 8 o'clock. So what I'm trying to say to you is, when I went on these jobs on Saturdays and Sundays, I was a fucking animal. We would put the radio on and not even talk to each other. There was no jokes. There was no nothing. We would eat on the run. Like when I went down the stairs, and when he would go down the stairs, he would go, "Are you hungry? Yeah, bring up a sandwich." We wouldn't even take an hour for lunch. We were fucking animals. And we didn't give a fuck. It was a different game. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? When you work for yourself and when you work for somebody else, it's 2 different head fucking spaces. You'll really learn what labor is. So when I'm on the road, it's a different mentality. When I'm at the store, I'm going down there to try new material, mixed with old material, and I got to follow 8 fucking killers. When I'm on the road, I follow an MC who's just starting out. He may be doing comedy 1 to 2 years, and I got a feature act in front of me that could be of any denomination. He could be a headliner for all the fuck I know. But when I'm at the comedy store, you see 5 headliners in a row before I go up. That's tough work. That's tough work. I got to make sure those 5 guys aren't doing something that I'm doing, something in the same vein. Plus, my job when I go to the comedy store, as much as I don't want to be as honest about this as I can, because I don't want you guys to think for me it's a competition. But when I go to the comedy store, there's 200 people in the original room audience. And I go there to do one thing and one thing only. That's my practice. I go there to be remembered. I go in there just the same way I go in there for a comedy showcase. I don't go in there to destroy the room. I go in there so I stick out from the 12 comics you're about to see that. What the fuck are you giggling about?
Why did you like him? What did
He did an error.
I knew a second ago, but now keep going from where you told it. Just okay.
You know that little forehead you got?
I get anywhere from 75 to 100 fucking emails a week on Facebook and Messenger. I find shit to church, you know, and it's so funny how, yeah, some people want advice on comedy, some people want advice on drugs, some people don't know what to do. It's pretty interesting, the emails I get, but the email I've been getting frequently, I guess I haven't spoken about it lately, and people want to know about, is my eldest daughter. You know, let me talk to you people about something else before that, then we'll get to that. I went to take my young daughter yesterday to her self-defense class, and I was sitting outside, and a girl came to get a brochure, and when she came out, she walked up to me and asked me if I was Joey. I go, yeah. She shook my hand. She goes, I just moved here from Houston. I'm a comic, and I've been here for about 2 years, and can I ask you a few questions? I was like, sure. You know, I was just sitting there. My wife was next to me. I go, sit down and, you know, ask me whatever you want. And she was asking me about that she had done Kevin Hart's special, one of the Kevin Hart shows on Comedy Central. She did a movie, and she played she had like maybe 10 scenes in the movie. She got a lot of action in the movie with a great cast. And she just got something else, some other show. She opened up a Mike Epps at an amphitheater or something like that, and they might use her again. And she goes, you know that you get all these things from time to time, but that she wanted for it to move faster, you know. And I asked, I go, are you frustrated right now? And she's like, a little bit. And I go, you know what? I was frustrated for 20 fucking years. Like, frustration is something, it's connected to a little bit of anger, it's connected to a little bit of just being disoriented. But when you're frustrated, that's one of the worst fucking feelings in the world, because it doesn't go away. I was frustrated from like 93 to 2007. I lived my life very frustrated because I couldn't figure out the path, you know. I was getting close to the path, but I couldn't figure it out. You know, I was getting close to the path. Then one day I figured that I just had to eliminate the coke out of my life, and that's what it was. That was the last of the frustrations, you know. And I was frustrated for the same reason you guys are frustrated. Your job, you know, things aren't going well enough. They hired this guy instead of you. This guy got promoted instead of you. Why is this guy getting this and I do this? This guy's getting a lot more money than me, and I sell more tickets than him. There were just so many little frustrations that I had. You know, what was going on with my daughter and my ex-wife. That's fucking frustrating. You know, I lost $200,000 there easily in attorney bills. For what? At the end, for what? You know, what was the point of going through all those motions for the result that we got? But when you're frustrated, it's also the result that you're not doing something right, and you don't want to come to terms with it. That's what frustration is. That you're cutting fucking corners instead of doing the goddamn work. There's nothing, and you think you're doing well or whatever, but you know you could be doing better and you can't put your finger on it. You're cutting corners. You're cutting corners in your life. And one day, you could just, I was very frustrated for years. Then I got into comedy and I lost 50% of the frustration I had because I wasn't in the workforce anymore. That's very frustrating, being in the workforce. I know that you guys that have day jobs and, you're into them and are college educated, or maybe you're not college educated. It's fucking frustrating having a day job. It's okay for a while, and then something happens and you hate it, and then you like it again. But it's similar to comedy. It's a lot of life and comedy are exactly the same. That's why I call it a journey, because you're going to be frustrated. But what do? You quit? No, you keep pushing along, and you stay frustrated. I mean, for me, I just stayed frustrated. After I got into comedy full time, I was still frustrated, and then '93 was when the frustration went away. Now I had a completely different frustration, which is what to do with my ex-wife and the kid, but that's completely different. Part of frustration is not commitment either. I love these people who go, well, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to keep my job until this happens. It's never going to happen because you're giving 50% to this and 50% to the other, so you can't give 100% to anything in full. And in those trenches, you get frustrated because do I quit my job or do I keep playing the violin? Do I do this or do I? So it's a constant thought process. And once it goes into your fucking bones, you cannot get rid of it.
Well, you said that the frustration stems from you not doing something you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
Is there another side of it where maybe you just started something, or maybe it's not, like, is there a part of it that you're just impatient, or is it all?
It's impatience. Part of it is impatience, but it's also finding yourself at a particular time for a particular period of time. Finding yourself in a position for a long period of time. You start getting frustrated. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And the answer in frustration is always looking into yourself and always going, you know what? Life isn't fair. I get that. I knew that. I found that out when I was 13. But now, how can I make life more fair in my favor? And it takes somebody really, to step out of your body and look to see where you're slipping. Frustration comes from you not doing something. You're not doing something you're supposed to be doing. Either you keep putting it on the back burner, that's frustration. That's frustration. And once you do something to get that away, you won't be frustrated no more.
Put it to good use.
Come and get some of this, you ugly bastards. that, you arsehole?
We nearly made it. Better get close to me. They're all dead. It's time to go shopping. Shift your asses, guys. Time's getting short. Do a good job, and I'll be waiting. Long enough, I'll be here.
In your face, pal.
I want you close, babe. I like the big ones, don't you? join you all, but you're on your own for now.
In your face, pal. Come and get some of this, you ugly bastards.
You're still not going to get to that location any quicker. But now at least you know you're going to get there eventually.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the difference. If you're frustrated, it's because frustration in your mind is you can't win. You cannot fucking win. Think about that statement. How is somebody going to look in your eye and say you can't win? Well, wait a second, Joey. I wasn't looking to win, but I was looking to come in third. Well, what do you need to do to come in third? what needs to be done. What is the simple solution? How can we change this? That's frustration. So
Come and get some of this, you ugly bastards. Come and get some of this, you ugly bastards.
Clock's running. Get a move on. Having you all, but you're on your own for now.
Come on if you think you're hard enough. Come on if you think you're hard enough. Come on if you think you're hard enough. Stitch that, you arsehole.
You made it. Better get close to me.
Stitch that, you arsehole.
I like the big ones, don't you? Last orders, you lot. Job, and I'll be waiting.
God, it's Chainsaw Massacre time.
See when you've got the job done.
on if you think you're hard enough. Come on if you think you're hard enough. In your face, pal.
Lots of lovely guns, just waiting for you. Don't you?
Not enough dosh for that one, hun.